Hi guys, today we're going to talk about gun breaking. The one thing that you're going to have to find your most patience in the process in order to understand it and do it properly. There's a misconception in the dog world, in my opinion, that a gun broke dog is one that is just okay with loud noises, but that is not the case. You could have a dog that seemingly is okay with loud noises because you're banging pans at home and doing all kinds of things that you think are helping desensitize the dog to loud noises. But you could still take your dog hunting for the very first time on his very first hunting trip and shoot a 12 gauge over the top of him when a bird flushes, and he could very easily become gun shy. The point is that a gun broke dog is one that is educated, one that understands the relationship between the gun and the bird. So the first part of the gun breaking process is introducing the dog to birds. For hundreds and hundreds of years of breeding, these dogs should genetically desire and have the necessary prey drive to want nothing more than to chase and catch and retrieve a bird. And if you take the necessary time in the process to step by step teach the dog that, hey, when you hear that gun go off, there is the potential of you getting a bird, then the dog will make that positive relationship and then ultimately be educated so that the gun could never scare him enough to be gun shy. I know that is contrary to a lot of what people like to talk about in the pointing dog world, where we never let them catch a bird because we're worried about developing their pointing instinct. But for these purposes, we have to go against the grain, and it is the exception to the rule. Yes, once we get the dog through this introduction to bird phase and through gun breaking, then we will stop shooting birds for the dog and stop letting the dog retrieve birds. For the purposes of gun breaking, we have to let the dog chase and catch the bird.